What's up, Wrestling Zone 1 family? Welcome back to the channel where we break down the most epic rivalries, the most brutal matches, and the storylines that define sports entertainment. These two titans have collided multiple times, creating moments that still give us goosebumps years later. From a shocking return in 2012 to their brutal encounters at SummerSlam and Night of Champions, this rivalry represents the ultimate clash between WWE's Golden Boy and its most legitimate athlete. So buckle up, because we're about to relive every bone-crushing moment on our road to Wrestlepalooza. Let's set the stage. John Cena, the face of WWE for over a decade, the leader of SANation, the man who embodied hustle, loyalty, respect. 15-time world champion, Make-A-Wish ambassador, and quite literally the poster boy of sports entertainment. But then there's Brock Lesnar, the Beast incarnate, the Conqueror, the former UFC heavyweight champion who brought legitimate combat sports credibility back to WWE. Their first major collision came at Extreme Rules 2012, but it was really their SummerSlam 2014 encounter that changed everything. This wasn't just a match, it was a statement. Lesnar didn't just beat Cena, he demolished him. 16 German suplexes. 16, each one more brutal than the last, with Cena looking more and more helpless as the match progressed. Picture this: the Staples Center in Los Angeles, packed to capacity. The WWE Universe expecting another classic John Cena main event where their hero overcomes the odds. Instead, they witnessed systematic destruction. Lesnar tossed Cena around like a rag doll, delivering suplex after suplex with a sadistic smile on his face. The crowd's reaction tells the entire story. You could hear a pin drop as reality set in. Their Superman was being manhandled. This wasn't the choreographed, back-and-forth wrestling match fans were used to. This was Brock Lesnar making a statement that he was the alpha predator in WWE's ecosystem. When Lesnar finally hit the F5 for the victory, it wasn't just the end of a match, it was the end of an era. John Cena, for the first time in years, looked genuinely vulnerable. The commentators were speechless. The crowd was stunned. And Paul Heyman's satisfied smirk said it all. But here's what makes great rivalries legendary: the comeback story. Night of Champions 2014 gave us the rematch, and this time, Cena came prepared for war. The match told a completely different story. Gone was the helpless victim from SummerSlam. In his place stood a battle-hardened warrior who had learned from his devastating defeat. The back-and-forth action was intense. Cena connected with multiple attitude adjustments, showing that he could hang with the Beast when he adapted his strategy. The near falls had the crowd on their feet. For moments, it looked like the Doctor of Thugonomics might reclaim his spot at the top of the mountain. But Lesnar's raw power and Heyman's ringside tactics proved too much. Another F5, another victory for the Beast, but this time Cena had proved he belonged in the same ring as the most dominant force in sports entertainment. Their rivalry reached its crescendo at Royal Rumble 2015, but with a twist, Seth Rollins inserted himself into the equation, creating a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. This dynamic completely changed the storytelling possibilities. Suddenly, it wasn't just about Cena versus Lesnar. It was about the established star, the dominant champion, and the opportunistic future trying to coexist in the same match. The psychology was brilliant. Cena and Lesnar had to work together against the common threat of Rollins, but their personal animosity made cooperation nearly impossible. The match featured some of the most creative spots we'd ever seen. Cena and Lesnar delivering simultaneous finishes to Rollins. The Beast and the SANation leader actually showing mutual respect in brief moments. It was storytelling at its finest, showing that even the most bitter rivals can find common ground when facing a shared threat. What made this rivalry so special wasn't just the physical brutality or the championship implications, it was what it represented for WWE's evolution. Lesnar's dominance over Cena signaled a shift toward more realistic, hard-hitting action. It proved that even the most established stars weren't untouchable. For Cena, these matches forced him to evolve as a performer. He couldn't rely on his usual comeback formula against Lesnar. He had to dig deeper, fight smarter, and show vulnerability that made him more relatable to fans who had grown tired of his invincible character. For Lesnar, defeating Cena so convincingly established him as the final boss of WWE. Every subsequent feud was built on the foundation of what he did to John Cena. The 16 German suplexes became the measuring stick for dominance. From an in-ring perspective, these matches showcased two completely different philosophies. Cena brought his hybrid style of power moves, technical wrestling, and high-impact spots. Lesnar brought legitimate amateur wrestling credentials, mixed martial arts experience, and raw, explosive power. The contrast created fascinating dynamics. Cena's experience and ring psychology versus Lesnar's athletic superiority and intensity. Every collision felt genuine, every near fall felt earned, and every victory felt significant. The John Cena vs. Brock Lesnar rivalry represents WWE at its absolute best: compelling characters, genuine emotion, and matches that blur the line between sports entertainment and legitimate competition. Whether you were Team SANation or Team Suplex City, you couldn't deny the magic these two created together. Their encounters changed both men's careers and influenced WWE's direction for years to come. Cena learned humility and evolved his character, while Lesnar established himself as WWE's final boss, a role he continues to play today. That's our deep dive into one of WWE's most impactful rivalries. What did you think of the Cena-Lesnar feud? Which match was your favorite? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, smash that like button if this brought back some memories, and don't forget to subscribe to Wrestling Zone 1 for more breakdowns of wrestling's greatest moments. Until next time, keep wrestling, keep watching, and we'll see you in the next one.